Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now we're going to talk about paradigm shift. Now, what is a paradigm shift? Now, from my understanding, it's a shift of knowledge, a shift of wisdom, which ultimately, when you combine wisdom and knowledge, right and left brain, together, it becomes consciousness. So, when you want a paradigm shift, pair is parallel to parallel universes, and all things parallel. When things are parallel, that means it's rotating or revolving or interacting with something else that it can be parallel to. You see what I'm saying? Yin and Yang is parallel to each other. So what I'm saying, when we say parallel universes, these are different realms of realities correlating with each other in their own fashion. So when we say paradigm shift, we like to say shift of a parallel universe. Now, since you are your own universe, you paradigm shift every time you involve yourself into a new portal or new realm of reality. Now, portals are things you can go into that affect your feelings and emotions, and it affect and wear and tear on your body also in the external realm. But portals are entered into the yin realm first, then you enter them into the yang realm. Yang realm is going to be, the light is an illusion. The light creates the magic and the illusion for you to see in the dark externally in this realm of reality. But a lot of things come from inner first, the inner world first. If y'all been watching my videos, you know. So when we talk about portals is like areas that you go into, right, in the yin realm. And these areas is like geographical locations, like streets. We could call streets here portals, but you know what I'm saying, I like to talk about the yin realm. I like to give them their own shit. So in the yin realm, that's a portal. Now, portals is like, say like a realm of reality. Alright, a realm of reality. When I say realm of reality, that means a realm of reality has to been created by a creator, right? So a realm of reality is an orb you can go into, and whatever intellectual properties that intellectual being put into that realm of reality, those are going to be the rules constructed under that realm of reality. So look at the realm of reality like a house, right? And look at portals like each room in the house, right? So whenever you hear me say portals and realm of realities, that's what I mean. I mean, the realm of reality is like a house. The portal is like the rooms in the house, and this is for shorter frame. When I'm talking about it as far as the yin realm and broad out, it's just like the streets. The realm of reality will be like the world you live in, and portals will be like each prospect of the world you live in, like each street, each city, each state. So for an example, let's break it down so we get into simpler terms so we can understand it in the right way. When we talk about, now let's break it back to the house in simple terms. If the realm of reality is the house and portals is the rooms in the house, then you know the living room make you feel different than the dining room. You know the kitchen make you feel different than the closet. You know the bedroom make you feel different than the hallway. So these are each portals you're jumping in. So each portal is going to hold a different intellectual property of that whole realm of reality. You see what I'm saying? So when you broad perspective it, realm of reality is the world you live in, right? And you are able to create your own realm of reality because you are a universe yourself. You are a world yourself. So you're able to create your own realm of reality within the construct of the rules of the overall realm of reality you in. And the realm of reality you in has an over realm of reality and over, but that's another video. But right here, when we want to talk about for the sake of portals and realm of realities, for anyone who had any disclaimers about that, before we go any further, that's what I mean by it. Portals are the actual locations, and the realm of reality is the world that all these locations rely in. You see what I'm saying? Now, we know realms of realities is created by higher intellectual beings, which is the Elohim, and whoever human show the most, whatever spaceship and spirit or being in that body showed the most representation towards whatever Elohim that they're picking, right? The Elohim is going to give that being, going to give that human predecessor power and authority over others who may follow that same theology under that under that God of that one Elohim. You know what I'm saying? Of that group of Elohims. And whatever humans show specific taste into one of those Elohims, which is one of those demigods, one of those gods is going to give that human power and authority over lesser humans that may have the idea or same frequency spirit to align themselves with that God of that part of that Elohim. You see what I'm saying? So for the most part, this realm of reality was created by a group of gods, you know what I'm saying, which we call the Elohim. Now, based upon what portal you stay in within that realm of reality, that portal is going to be the intellectual property of that Elohim, of that God that you resonate with, right? So that portal is going to make you feel like that portal makes you feel within the whole spectrum of the realm of reality. So when we want to talk about paradigms, now when you step outside, right, you as a universe, as you step into different realms of realities. You live in a realm of reality, and you step into different portals within that realm of reality every day. You see what I'm saying? So you're constantly shifting. This is why your moods change, your emotions change. Change, you could just switch that word to shift. It's shift to the vibration and megahertz that's vibrating at a certain frequency. Your vibration shift in that vibration whenever you go into that portal. So the better you know how to align yourself within that portal, within that vibration, the better you're going to know how to handle that portal within this realm of reality. You know what I'm saying? And it's a bunch of portals that we can't handle, and it's a bunch of portals that we would love to be in within this whole spectrum of this realm of reality we in. You following me? So now when we talk about now as being a universe yourself, when you go from your house, right, and then you go to your friend's house, right, you're shifting into a different paradigm on a lower scale, on a humanistic scale. So that person's house going to make you feel different than your house. Or you step into a store and go into another Walmart, make you feel different than Target. I don't give a fuck how you feel throughout that day. When you walk into Target and you walk into Walmart, you're going to have different sensories pick up, no matter how you generally feel, because you're always interacting with the external, right? So your universe is always going to interact with the external universes and things that's going on within this universe. So we know your innerverse is within you, right? And then you bring it into the outerverse when you express it, and then it goes through the universe for other people's outer innerverses to receive it. So when we want to talk about shifting paradigms, this whole being we're in as a whole have shifted into a different area of its life, or shifted into a different area of its inner world. You see what I'm saying? So it's picking up and receiving new informations as a whole. So the way things work within this being is going to be shifting differently. Same way, like, okay, say, all right, for people who go to church, right? Now they have an upset day, right? And when they go to church, it makes them feel better. So the paradigm that they was in, when they went into this vibration, it shifted their paradigm to make them feel this way. But what's going on metaphysically is you're receiving all type of new information, and it's changing your information and DNA spectrums and stuff in order to align. And when both of these universes clash, the better you know how to orchestrate yours, the better the universe and the portal and realm of reality you in going to be able to construct to yours and be able to make a line to go up, or just not go crazy and crazy DNA and go down, and you have a bunch of fucked up things happening to you, and to the point that it can mess up you physically, and you have physical wounds and stuff like that. But for the most part, that's what it appears to be, and that's how I really see it. So when you talk about shifting paradigms, look at the whole being you're in. The solar system you're in, now the Milky Way is the Milky Way galaxy. Now our Pacific solar system, with our Pacific sun, our Pacific spirit, and with these 7 to 10 planets, whatever like that, them together. And whatever other planet and whatever creates this solar system we in, it together is a being. We see it as separate because we're separate. The more dense a being is, the more separate it's going to experience, and the more experiences it's going to have to experience, right? But we're talking about a higher, less dense being right here. So we can't see it in a way that I'm trying to explain it to y'all, but that's how it is. Just like if you was to do this, and you got your hand, you got your head, you got your kneecaps, you got your legs, but you got your feet, But all of that together is your human body, your human spaceship, right? But they're separate pieces. So that's how the planets is going to appear. And there's a lot more to it than just that. But that's just what you can consciously see as a human. But as this being itself is, that's just like pieces of the being. So you have to add all these together. So this solar system we in is a being. And this solar system we're in as a being, this God being, have moved into a different area. Right? So it's receiving different things. So the inner, we're inside it. So the things is happening different. Things is moving different. So when you are a person who may have missed the shift or didn't, or the shift may have passed you and you didn't catch to it, 9 times out of 10, you the type of person who can't understand what's going on right now. You can't understand things, or you can't even conceive it. It's a difference. It's a thin line between a person who just can't get with the things right now, and then a person who understand what's going on right now and like to express how it was and the reason why it is now. So you have a lot of people who just can't even handle the way it is now, and they attach themselves onto old ways. Then you have wise people who may be old in age, but they understand what's going on now. So they may carry a lot of their old ways and learn how to reduplicate it into the energies that's going on now. See, that's the thin line between an enlightened old person and a old person who's still stuck. Now, for the most part, when we talk about a shift, now the kids is already going to be in this shift. You see what I'm saying? But for the most part, the energetic forces amongst the earth is in a different location. So all things in this realm of reality is going to appear to be slightly different than it was maybe 10 to 20 years ago. Because here's why. In this realm of reality, now the paradigm it was in, it's seen things and felt things in that way. Now that it's shifted, you see them old ways don't work anymore. So and then 9 times out of 10, a big due to this is because we're going into the age of Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? We're real cuspy right now. So just all the energies and things that this being we're in is receiving is different. This being is interacting more, communicating with its peers more. You know what I'm saying? Communicating with its peers and analyzing things with its peers now. You know what I'm saying? Thinking more. You see what I'm saying? So when all that frequency gets received to all the vessels inside, the same way when you eat, when you see something, when you hear, when you smell, when you touch, and allow the external world accesses into your inner world, right? Things change in your inner world, don't it? Certain things you eat make you feel better, right? Certain things you do make you feel better or make you feel bad, right? Certain things you hear make you feel better or make you feel worse, right? You hear a certain song that you like, it make you feel better. You hear a certain song that you don't like, you want to turn it off, right? So don't you think the being you in doing the same shit? So when the being you in receiving information and knowledge and shit, it's not attaching emotions and feelings to the information that it's receiving anymore. It's not in the age of Pisces and doing it's slightly, but it's not doing these things anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's not attaching some type of meaning or reason. And like remind you, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. So you know it's going to be adding meaning and reasoning to everything, higher learning and spirituality to everything, and it's ruled by Neptune. So you know it's going to be an illusion behind it. You know it's going to be some creativity behind that illusion. You know what I'm saying? You know it's going to be dealing. You know it's going to affect your dreams and imagination. You know what I'm saying? But see, it's not doing that now. We're going into the age of Aquarius. Right now it's Saturn and Uranus. It's okay. Let's see where all these dreams, illusions that we just come from. Let's see how that works in reality. Saturn. Let's see how that makes sense. How is that dealing with our reality that we're living right now? You see what I'm saying? So it's closing off all those emotional reasonings and meanings and spirituality attachments that we was attaching to these same things that we see externally. Right now it's attaching it to, okay, let's think about these things rationally. And then Uranus. Let's change, let's rebel, let's oppose against that old shit. See what I'm saying? And then it's doing it in a unique and original way. But it's rebellious. You see how Uranus and Saturn is kicking in? And then it's the age of Aquarius. It's doing that in a communicative, thinking, and analyzing kind of way. You see what I'm saying? So anytime you come across a person who can't think, like especially deep religious people and stuff like that, who can't even think, and information that you do give them it has to be filtered through their analogy of their meaning and reasoning of the religion that they was tying it to, because it affected them emotionally and through their feelings, because of the age was in Pisces and dealing with all that Jupiter and Neptune energy. You see what I'm saying? Now, the kids is forcing the older people to think more practical, more into reality, and to rebel. So a lot of these kids is rebelling against the elder and their parents and stuff like that. Just due to that fact in general. You got Saturn and Uranus going up against Jupiter and Neptune. You see what I'm saying? Just off that back in general. You see what I'm saying? You got older people trying to give you superstition, try to give you meaning and reasoning behind things, try to give you spirituality, try to give you you know what I'm saying, these illusions, you know what I'm saying, these superstitions and stuff like that. And then you got the kids coming up now, and then people who are spiritually inclined enough to catch on to the paradigm shift, to be like, hold on. They taking Uranus now, and they rebelling against that shit, opposing against that shit, and want to change that shit in a unique and original way. And then they take a Saturn, like, hold on. How does that shit make sense to our reality right now? How can we practically create a foundation or a structure behind that shit that we're learning? How do we emotionally need to keep this in ourselves, or do we need to let it go? And then we're going to analyze, think, and communicate it, because it's in Aquarius. So you know what I'm saying? That's the effects that this being is going through right now. This being is socializing the same way you socialize with your peers. This being is socializing with its peers in a sociable way. Maybe stubborn, but it's communicating and thinking right now, and it's trying to analyze. You see what I'm saying? So if you're not doing that, you miss the shift, and you're going to be unaligned until you find yourself aligned. You see what I'm saying? And when you miss the shift, things in this realm of reality is going to appear way harder. When you catch on with the shift, things appear way easier. When you miss the shift, things appear way harder. So the information you're going to try to learn is going to seem way harder to learn. The things you try to do in life are going to seem way harder to do. Everything around you is going to just seem like it's way crazy. You know what I'm saying? But when you catch on with the shift, it's going to be like, okay, I understand this. Let me play this game. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, this the way the world working now. Let me do this like this then. Boom, 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 boom. And things going to start to seem a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? Your soul is not going to have that much wear and tear, because you're not adding on the old paradigm and then carrying it all with this paradigm. You know what I'm saying? You need to learn how to let go and add on. So that way your soul is not carrying any weight to the point that you may die and come back in the past, in the last paradigm, doing that shit over. You know what I'm saying? And everybody in a whole nother paradigm living better lives and shit, and you doing way more experiences. And you could be walking right next to a person who 10 paradigms ahead of you. Yeah, it bees like that sometimes. It bees like that sometimes. You see what I'm saying? You gotta understand that shit. So like a paradigm shift ain't nothing but a shifting and a change of a universe. Your universe is experiencing another universe. You know what I'm saying? So this being we in is experiencing another location. You know what I'm saying? It's in another area. It went up the street or something like that, right? You know what I'm saying? Same way how it take you a while to get to another city, the same way it takes this solar system to get to another sign, to get to another location. Everything is math. You see what I'm saying? Everything is like, and everything is location. So don't just think because you close your eyes or you dream or you meditate that when you go in your soul body, don't just think that world is totally different than this world. The more and more you know how to access that world, the more and more you're going to start seeing the yin world look just like the yang world. So when you start to get confused and because sometimes I be confused of which one I'm in sometimes. So the only thing that remind me is things here is more physical, more tangible. So the person, place, or thing a lot of times show the same attributes more and more. It's more experiences of the same thing. Then in the yin realm, it change up a lot more frequently. It's more fluid. It's more, but that's still here. You know what I'm saying? The spirit realm ain't even here. The spirit realm is what conducted all this shit. Like this realm of reality, the yin realm, like when you see, okay, say you look up and you see all nighttime, all dark. It's just dark, right? That's just the manifestation of the yin realm. Those not the real lights. So when you see light here, like planets, those are just lights. So this realm of reality of darkness, the yin realm, that's not necessarily a light. But when we say the Big Bang, or scientists try to find the Big Bang or something like that. Really, they're just trying to find the first light. But that's just the first light in this realm of reality. So the first light, yeah, that's a powerful motherfucker. But that was just a motherfucker who figured out how to come into this realm of reality. But this whole realm of reality was still constructed. See, that's the God I'm talking about. I don't even like to use God because people didn't humanize God. And the first light, you can technically say that's God here, because that was the creator of all the lights you see here. Because all the lights sparked off that one light. You see what I'm saying? So all the different lights you see here and stuff like that, yeah, you can say that, but that's like a God, but that's not the creator. Like, I gotta come up with a whole nother name for real. You know what I'm saying? And that's why humans been so confused. Because we took the concept of the first light, and since that's so less dense and so high that humans can't even understand that, then all the concepts around something being a first light, it trickled down into all type of programs and realms of reality of humans could understand it. And then you can't get past that roof. But it's a roof past that. Like the Big Bang or all that shit, that was just the first light. That don't have nothing to do with creation or none of that shit. Shit was already created when that first light came here. You see what I'm saying? Now, when that first light came here and created all the shit within this realm of reality, which we call space and the universe of here, humans ain't even there yet. Y'all still have to get past the solar system of what I'm explaining, and that's gonna seem weird. That the solar system we in is a being, and it's like thousands of beings this being interact within this Milky Way, and this Milky Way is like a state. You know what I'm saying? Within the universe is like a city. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even get past that shit yet. How I'm gonna get to this? How I'm gonna talk about the spirit realm if we can't even talk about if we don't even got a clear understanding of the yin realm yet? If I'm still having to do a lot of videos explaining the yin realm, and I know my job ain't done yet talking about the yin realm, because I'm coming up with ideas every day of new ways to express and explain the yin realm. So that's when you know, when some get burnt out, that's when you know you done. And knowledge and wisdom never gets burnt out. So this like infinite knowledge and wisdom. So, you know what I'm saying? If it's going to be infinite knowledge and wisdom on the yin realm, then how the fuck we going to get to the spirit realm? You know what I'm saying? That let you guys know as evolutionary perspective of it, as a race, as a human race, you're nowhere. You see what I'm saying? That lets you know. There's so many concepts out here to let you know where you stand in this existence as a whole. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of concepts we can explain how I can explain what's your stance in this level, in this realm of reality as a human compared to other animals and bugs and things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? It's all kind of different things, but yeah, I'm gonna cut this short because I'm about to get into something else, and right here I'm talking about paradigms. But you know, paradigms, you know what I'm saying? It's something that's parallel to something else. So this universe ain't even the only universe. This universe travels through a universe also. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's parallel. So something that's parallel is parallel to another. So when we talk about shifting paradigms, that's correlating to shifting into another parallel, shifting into something else that's parallel to something else. So what you was just in, you went into something else. So stop holding on. Learn how to see what worked and didn't work, and learn how to apply yourself to what's now, other than holding on to what worked and disregarding to where you at now. You basically not even living in the now. You living in the past. Especially if you a person who always live in the past. Your physical body is living in the present. Your spirit is trying to get to the future. Your soul stuck in the past. Your soul somewhere is needing to catch up. And if you don't know thyself or know the yin realm, you don't even know that's what it's doing. But it's really doing. Once you know that self, you're gonna start to see yourself like, oh shit, I'm being left behind. You're gonna start to look at yourself like you is running. But if you don't know yourself, that's what you're doing. You left behind. Your soul is left behind. And your soul is needed for movement. How you gonna move your body in the present to do future ideas that your spirit gave you if your soul not even there in the present, if your soul still stuck in the past to even get into the body, to move the body in the present, to go to the future spiritual ideas. You see what I'm saying? Your soul, your memories, and still stuck in the past. You're still thinking about what someone done to you, or in the past, or what's going on, things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? So you still stuck. Your soul's stuck. And this is why your soul came second. It deals with the water, your vibration, your fluid, your emotions, your feelings. You know what I'm saying? This is why the body is the physical body is the present. And this is why the frequency is the spirit. It's the end all and be all. It's the past, present, and the future. But it's the future, but it was here first. You see what I'm saying? So when your spirit, your thoughts, your ideas, you always coming up with new ideas and thoughts. Your physical body is in the present. Like, okay, let's do something. If your memories and shit and your feelings are stuck in the past, that means AKA your soul stuck in. So your soul's in the past, and this is why it's like the waters. This is why water passes. This is why time passes. Don't let your fucking soul pass. You see what I'm saying? Keep your soul in the present. That means keeping your soul in the body. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to keep having old nightmares, old dreams. You don't keep want to living in the past. Your body gonna get deteriorated in the present, and it ain't gonna be able to experience no kind of future shit. You see what I'm saying? So get your motherfucking mind right, and don't be missing no more paradigm shifts. Flight boss, bitch, goddamn air.